We are going to Ghost Lake, and I hope that we can take this big old heavy van right out onto the ice, drive up the lake, find a beautiful spot parked on the ice near the shoreline, and spend the night ice fishing with a buddy of mine. I met him last week. He's got a van like ours, cool guy, and looking forward to sitting around a campfire and getting to know him. Now, I can't make any promises this is going to work out. We've had some warm weather, so let's see if it's been too warm to thaw the ice or if we can do this. It's frozen over, and we're hoping to drive right on the ice and spend the night camping right on the ice and doing a bit of ice fishing. Have a campfire and just enjoy the evening. Normally you wouldn't be able to spend the night in any of the parking areas along the shoreline, but if we can drive right out on the ice, it's totally fair game to camp for the night out there. So we're just west of Cochrane. Here's Cochrane, which is west of Calgary. Just a little drive on 1A is really only about 15 or 20 minutes maybe, and it's all paved. And there's the boat ramp that we're going to use right there at the Ghost Reservoir. So our thought is that we'll drive up this Ghost River little back channel here that's all flooded as part of the dam, and it's kind of a narrow little gully in there that'll protect us from the wind, and it's kind of beautiful looking. I've always kind of wanted to kayak in there just because it looks kind of cool, but just never really got around to it. So driving in there to go camping is kind of another way of doing it. It's kind of fun.
A candy gummy.
Oh yeah, like a little gummy bear.
Never know what works.
WD-40 was the legend in our family.
You know, I like winter.
Are the fish more active is kind of what I'm wondering.
Yeah, the summers, I guess it's okay. But I know for pike in the summer, I don't eat them because it's too warm. When they're in nice cold water, it's a lot better. Yeah.
Charlie's my little travel buddy. She follows me absolutely everywhere, never lets me out of sight. If I ever have to leave her at home, she just sits around moping, watching for the door to see when I'm going to come home. I've spent the last year building this van, so that you'll probably see there's a lot of stuff unfinished. I'll bet I got another year worth of details I gotta finish building out. So we freeze up this chili into little silicone trays, and we've got a little oven here I'll show you in a second. This is somewhat of a shakedown trip for us. I've done quite a few installs, like a heater and a little oven for cooking, and kind of figured I'd take it out close to home, make sure all the systems worked properly and I didn't freeze to death during the night or burn the place down, and so far everything seems to be working pretty good. I'm pretty pleased.
So I ran that little 12-volt Road Chef oven. Well, we went out for a little hike. It's 12 volt, 8 amps, 100 watts. So it's, you know, it's not amazing power, but it decent little warming oven. And it's 12 volts. You can run it off the battery. It works. That's nice and warm. Didn't use all my power. I'm loving it. You can see it's melting. And sun goes right through to the rocks, heats up from both the bottom and the top. Listen, you'll probably hear it crack a bit. There you go. Oh, you can see it cracking under my feet. There it is. There's no way that Charlie's coming onto this. I think I seen a fish go through there. Wouldn't it have been great to bring the camper down and just kind of park something like just right here, have a fire, enjoy the sun, put your fishing hole just a few feet outside of your front door, spend the night. So awesome. I think we'll get a chance. Oh, you decided to come? Hey, you decided to come? Come on. You gonna do it? No, you're coming to tell me to go get off, eh? Are you trying to warn me that it's dangerous? Charlie's so much smarter than I am. She's way up the hill up there. She won't go on the ice. She knows better than that. I suppose maybe there's a lesson there. Dogs know if it's safe or not. I don't know if you could hear it on this video or not, but as that car went by, I could hear a reasonable amount of cracking. And as I showed you, Charlie knows better than to be out here on the ice. So she's decided to go all the way to the top of the bank because it's safer. Honestly, I'm only walking on maybe a foot of water depth here that's frozen, and it's probably a foot thick.
My first night out here, I noticed folks were driving on the ice that weekend. Really made me curious, and figured I would get up in the morning and go have a closer look and see if I could go on the ice too. Whoa, it's gonna be a nice day today. There's the sun, ready to get going. All right, Charlie, let's go for a little walk. Let's get this day started.
I know you don't like your jacket on, but all right, you ready? Let's go get this day on the road.
So in the morning, I investigated a little more and checked out the second boat ramp. That was when I bumped into Fred, and I noticed that all these cars were racing and drifting around this little man-made, or locals-made racetrack. And Fred and I were having a bit of a laugh, and he mentioned he wanted to get out on the ice and do a bit of ice fishing. So he gave me a bit of confidence to follow him out there. If you're one of these people that believe Canadians hide in their houses through the winter because it's too cold outside and sit around stoking the fire, check this out. You're gonna see this is what we're doing with our spare time on cold days.
Got the little one with him. Neat how they can get the wind to get them going, eh?
It's really cool.
Yeah.
So by the time Fred and I got out on the ice, we had a little bit of time to do a bit of fishing, and I caught a few video clips, as you can see, and then the weekend was over. We had so much fun. We kind of agreed we'd meet out here again next weekend and do this camping trip I've been telling you about. So, funny thing happens. I got out there before Fred, and before I could text him and tell him, don't go on the ice, he was texting me saying, mate, have you got a tow rope? I'm stuck. He thought he'd get out there and get all set up, and then I'd come out and meet him. Didn't quite go as planned.
Okay, this is the shackle you need to put on your hitch. Put it on the little chain piece where you put your safety chains. The rope won't fit inside your receiver. The edge of the ice along the lakeshore is melted. We've had a bit of a Chinook come through last week. It was just gorgeous weather. In Alberta here, we love our Chinooks because it gives us a little break from winter. But unfortunately, it's melted the ice all along the shoreline. And Fred tried to drive the van down the boat ramp and get out onto the ice. And he got stuck. I had to pull him out. So that was kind of exciting and fun. It wasn't too big a deal. I mean, his tires dropped through the ice right on the shore, you know, so it was only about a foot deep, and I was able to pull him out fairly easy right from the concrete ramp. Well, just a little bit disappointed that we couldn't get out onto the ice and do some camping with Fred, but we've agreed to try again next weekend or the weekend after, whenever this warm weather finishes up. And I didn't want to waste a perfect weekend. Look how beautiful it is out here. So figured I'd come out here to the McDougall Church rest area, get a few cool shots, get a shot of those Rocky Mountains from a YouTube cover page behind me, and just have some fun out and about. So I wanted to go maybe up the road here to a little place, Moorville. Beautiful in here. You're in the foothills in a bit of a narrow little valley, and looking at, I'll show you a shot here of the Rocky Mountains. So I'm camped, well, not camped, I can't spend the night here, but I'm parked for the afternoon at this little place called this McDougall Old Church historic site. And I'll show you a few shots that I think I might try to stick around for sunset and get a couple of pretty shots of it. But basically, you know, Ghost Lake here is in the reserves, and as we pan up and go up that road, continuing to head east, all of this zone in here is the Rocky Mountains, and they rise up really sharp and immediately from the foothills, so it should make some pretty cool panoramic shots that I want to use on the front page of my YouTube channel. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about. Just a quick little teaser right from the window. That's the panoramic view that we're talking about. You can see in the foreground all the grass is dead for the winter, but the snow's been blown off of it. It's a really windy area in here. Here's a really good example of the foothills that I'm talking about. There I'm looking west, and you can see the Rocky Mountains, and then behind me you can see the foothills. You know, it's all grasslands. Well, everything turned out to be a lot of fun, and we had a great day. I enjoyed the rest of the afternoon getting some shots from my Facebook page of the Rocky Mountains. So if you like this content, give it a like and subscribe and follow us along. We're going to take you out on more adventures where the locals go. And it seems that we've got another episode coming at Ghost Lake. This time, we'll wait for the ice to be thick enough.